So Chief Star Scotty Menlin going to give him the 1 lap to go signal. We're going green the next time by. The second half of ZAXBY's Speedfest 200 for the ARCA CRA Super Series powered by Jegs is about to begin.
Scotty Ellis finished 12th in last year's Speedfest, looking for a big breakthrough finish in this event here today, and he's on the inside of Bubba Pollard. Pace truck has dropped to the infield, 100 complete, 100 to go. In ZAXBY Speedfest 2014, and they race to Scotty Menlin's green flag.
Ellis and Pollard out of turn 4. Green flag is out. We are back underway. We'll start the second half. And Bubba Pollard shoots around the outside, the number 26, but no, Scotty Ellis with a great run off of turn number 2. Maintains the lead, but he's got a back bumper full of Chase Elliott going into 3 and 4.
Leading green through 3 and 4, coming across the line to complete 101. It is Bubba Pollard leading the way. He's able to clear Scotty Ellis for the time being. Drops down into the bottom lane. Ellis holding on to second. Chase Elliott, Johnny Sauter side by side for third. Sauter a little bit of a bobble coming off of turn number 2. Nonetheless, keeps it in the right direction and starts to challenge Ellis right on the rear bumper coming off the 4.
Bubba Pollard, your leader. Johnny Sauter looking to the outside of Scotty Ellis. Ellis trying to shut the door. Coming out of turn number 2, nothing doing. Sauter's right there. Sauter round the outside of Scotty Ellis. Coming out of turn 4, he'll take over the second spot.
Oh, Chase Elliott sees an opening on the bottom of Scotty Ellis. He's caught in the middle, 3 wide. Ellis just gives Chase enough room, just gives Peltier enough room. And Peltier moves into the number 3 position. Here comes Elliott into 4th.
And Austin Theriot also trying to follow Elliott by the number 83 of Scotty Ellis. In the meantime, up front, Johnny Sauter is all over Bubba Pollard for that lead. As Pollard to the high side, Sauter taking a peek to the inside, going into turn 3.
Sauter side by side now with Bubba Pollard, middle of 3 and 4. Pollard gets a good run, and then outside lane off the corner. Sauter chases it all the way up the banking, nearly made contact, slid in behind him, and again starts to challenge in 1 and 2.
Chase Elliott to the inside of Preston Peltier, given the 3rd spot, battle for the lead. Johnny Sauter to the inside of Bubba Pollard. Pollard trying to make the outside groove. Worky holds them off for now.
That outside lane is pretty good to be able to hold them off if you just get on the gas at the right times. Preston Peltier with problems in the 74. He's going to check up and let part of the field go by. Peltier got some contact from the inside. Johnny Sauter taking over the lead, and at the line we'll have it at 108.
Johnny Sauter, your new leader in the number 5 machine, your VDL Fuel Systems Fast Qualifier, taking over the top spot. As Bubba Pollard second, Chase Elliott third, Preston Peltier shuffles way back after contact with the number 9 of Chase Elliott. Elliott, no worse for wear, still runs in 3rd. Austin Theriot is up to 4th. Scotty Ellis shuffled back to 5th.
And Preston Peltier's problems continue. I'm not so sure that it was just the contact that caused him an issue. He was starting to fade right before that problem. He slows to a crawled pace down in 3 and 4. Continues on along the inside retaining wall. We've completed this time at the stripe for Johnny Sauter the first 10 laps of the second half of the race. Next, and Elliott is closing quickly on Johnny Sauter. Trouble turns 1 and 2. Waters in the number 5 around. Bryant and Jones went off the raceway, and one other stopped up in turn number 2 as well.
Looks like the 51 of Brandon Oakley also stopped over there in turns 1 and 2. Almost, it is Oakley in the 51 as he pulls away. Spencer Waters facing the wrong way in the orange number 5 machine. Caution flag will fly. 120, make it 121 this time by. 79 laps to go.
Coming to green off of turn number 4. Scott Menlin bouncing around in the starter stand, and we're ready for the green off of 4. A good restart for Johnny Sauter with Chase Elliott running the high side with about a half-car length back. And Johnny Sauter reassumes the lead. He's out front. Elliott trying to hold off the 26 of Pollard for second.
And behind them, Scotty Ellis to the inside of Austin Theriot. That is for the 4th spot. TJ Reed right there as well. In the number 41, Elliott stays off Pollard for now and sets his sights on the number 5 of Johnny Sauter.
TJ Reed to the outside of Scotty Ellis. Ellis, the driver that took no tires during the break. Gave him great field position. Following Reed is Ellis holding off David Reagan right now. Reagan running 7th, and we've got caution out. Yellow flag on the raceway.
Debris in turn number 1. CRA officials are reporting a piece of debris being spotted by a couple of CRA officials. So taking no chances, will throw the yellow flag on this one. They'll complete lap 136 this time by. Chief Star Scotty Menlin, the green flag in hand while he's still up in the air. It is out. We're racing. Johnny Sauter, your leader. Chase Elliott, you're running in second. Bubba Pollard third. Austin Terrio in fourth. Pollard to the inside of Elliott, 1-3.
Did the same thing on the last restart. This one was a little bit better for Chase. He was able to stay ahead of Pollard till the last moment. We've got trouble in turn number 4. One of the cars around is John West Townley. John West Townley is spin on the bottom portion of turn number 4. Comes at lap 137. And Townley goes around, avoids any major damage. It was in a big-time battle mid-pack, and Townley gets it moving again, but losing some valuable track position.
Tough break for the ZAXBY's machine. ZAXBY's our title sponsor this weekend, and ARCA CRA Super Series powered by Jegs Pace Truck pulls into the infield. Johnny Sauter, your leader in the number 5. Chase Elliott riding second on the outside of row number 1. These double file restarts. Chief Star Scotty Menlin bouncing in the air. He's about 10 feet up in the air. The green flag is out. We're back underway.
The number 5 of Johnny Sauter and the 9 of Chase Elliott really using up the track all the way up the banking they went this time. Much the same though. The 5 of Sauter goes out front. Elliott trying to drop in line behind him will be able to do so. He's in second, Bubba Pollard in third, and Austin Terrio has moved into fourth.
David Reagan looking to move into the top 5 as he battles with the 41 of TJ Reed. Jeff Cannon doing some Baja down the backstretch, gets back on the racetrack as Lee Tissett gets by in the number 71. Cannon trying to get back in the fold in the 33.
I think Tissett was using up Jeff Cannon a little bit down the backstretch into the third turn, and we do have a caution as John Kaufman has gone around coming off of turn number 4. Marines number 58 has spun coming off of corner number 4. John Kaufman brings out the yellow 144. Laps complete.
56 laps to go. Johnny Sauter is your leader in the number 5. Chase Elliott in second. Bubba Pollard third. Austin Terrio fourth. The battle was for 5th between the 77 of David Reagan and the 41 of TJ.
He was almost able to take advantage of Johnny Sauter a little while ago. Right now just a car length separating the two.
Elliott trying to figure out.
David Reagan spins it sideways. Off the track he goes. He's able to lock it down. And you know, a year ago David Reagan went off the track about the same part of the racetrack and he caught the whole grass area out there on fire. They did a pre-burn this year to avoid having fires tonight.
Yeah, no fires this weekend for Speedfest 2014 as David Reagan goes for a ride. Appears to be okay. The number 77 machine, he'll keep it moving forward.
Sauter low side, Elliott high side. The last few times Elliott's been able to get out in the second spot, drop in line behind Sauter. This time out the line, Elliott had a slight advantage across the stripe. Down into 1 and 2 they race, still battling it out, rubbing some paint. Elliott has to check up because Sauter ran him up the banking. Here comes Bubba Pollard. Pollard to the low side of Chase Elliott for second. Heads up move for Chase Elliott, by the way. He could have been in the grass.
Without a doubt, and now Bubba Pollard challenging Elliott, but now Elliott pulls away. Coming out of turn number 2, gets such a great run off of turn number 2. Trying to close the gap on the number 5 of Johnny Sauter, who leads 167 in the books.
Chase Elliott will be running full-time for NASCAR Nationwide Series in 2014. Sauter full-time in the Truck Series as he's been for several seasons, has had some great runs, some wins, some top 5 finishes there. A veteran in the top 3 NASCAR ranks in Sauter, a virtual newcomer for those ranks in Chase Elliott. And right now 2 car lengths separate the two coming off the second corner. Down into the first corner we go. Chase Elliott still working hard at the bottom. The 5 of Sauter, he must like the outside lane a little bit better. He can keep his momentum up as Elliott pulls up to the number on the side of the number 5.
Sauter hanging on for dear life. Chase Elliott searching high, searching low, trying to figure out a way around the number 5 of Johnny Sauter. Sauter with the lead going into 3 and 4. Elliott, oh, we got trouble in turn number 4. Kyle Bryant turns it around. Caution flag one more time.
Yellow out for the 79 of Bryant who spun. The leaders get by. Look out! Bryant ran into the 5 of Sauter as he tried to get back around the leaders. Elliott stayed with him in the outside groove till turn 2 when Sauter kind of took his lane away from him, and Elliott had to check up, and it was a wise move to check up where he might be located in the creek that runs by.
ARCA CRA Super Series powered by Jags Police Truck pulls down into the infield. It's in the hands of Johnny Sauter on the inside. Chase Elliott on the high side. Chase starter Scotty Benlin bouncing up and down the flag stand. He's excited for this finish. Green flag is out. We're back underway.
Elliott with a good restart. Sauter pulls up alongside. They maybe rub a little paint on the front straightaway. Sauter coming off of turn number 2. Elliott stays on the outside groove right up along the outside of the raceway, and Elliott's going to drop into line. No, he won't. Going to try it again to the second lane. Meanwhile, they pull away as Sauter comes up the banking. Elliott's still working hard on the second. What a battle up front of the ZAXBY Speedfest 200.
Sauter shuts the door, coming out turn 2. Oh, big trouble. TJ Reed and Kyle Grissom getting together. Reed was up on 2 wheels there momentarily as the caution flag will come out one more time.
Reed was on the inside lane. Grissom was on the outside, and Grissom on the inside. Elliott on the outside. Here they come off of turn 4 to get back underway. 19 to go.
Once again, Elliott with a good, strong move on the outside, but Sauter shuts the door. He slammed the door. Bubba Pollard now looking to the inside of Chase Elliott. Elliott had to back off, which allows Pollard to the inside, but no, Elliott right on the back over Sauter.
That's to frustrate Elliott as Sauter takes him up the banking again, and now Chase Elliott closes on Sauter. You got to be aware if you're Bubba Pollard, if you're Austin Terrio, because like we've said a couple of times, the gloves are definitely going to be off between those top 2. Here comes Chase Elliott. He's there. Right on Johnny Sauter's rear bumper. He looks to the inside. Side by side, they come off of turn number 2. Down the back stretch they race. Chase Elliott on the low side of Sauter, one of the better runs he's had with him. They make contact. Sauter goes around. Elliott continues. Caution flag is out.
My goodness, you knew something had to give. And Sauter goes around in turn number 4. My goodness.
Sauter had run Elliott nearly off the track twice on the last few restarts, and now Sauter gets moving again. 17 laps still left. This one not over yet. 17 from the finish. Chase Elliott restarting from the inside lane has his toughest challenger in this race. Johnny Sauter still behind pit wall. Daniel Hemrick in 3rd. 4th, Lee Tissett in 5th. The 33 of Jeff Cannon. Field coming to green off of turn number 4. 17 from the finish.
Elliott on the inside. Terrio on the outside. Green flag is out. We're back underway. Terrio staying with the number 9 of Chase Elliott. He's right on his back bumper, but Elliott with such a good run off of turn number 2. Gets away just a little bit from the Fort Kent main driver. As they make their way through 3 and 4, Chase Elliott continues to show the way into number 9.
Down to the final stages of this one. Elliott's car so good through the middle of the corners and off the turns. That's where he's picked up his biggest amount of room against other competitors in this event tonight. Crossing the stripe at the line, 197 in, 3 laps to go. Chase Elliott looks to be on his way to his 2nd Speedfest victory. Matt Freer to bring it home.
The battle is for the 2nd spot. The 98 of Daniel Hemrick, the 57 of Austin Terrio. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go for Chase Elliott in the number 9 machine. Opening up with just under a 2-second lead over Hemrick and Terrio. Terrio who's battling for the 2nd spot. David Reagan 4th, running out of time as the white flag comes out. 1 lap to go for Chase Elliott in the number 9. Daniel Hemrick 2nd, Terrio to 3rd. Reagan 4th, Cannon is 5th, but he'll go into turn number 3. He'll come out of turn number 4. 2014 Rookie of the Year title contender, the NASCAR Nationwide Series, Chase Elliott wins Speedfest 2014. Daniel Hemrick comes home in 2nd. Austin Terrio will finish in 3rd. David Reagan will come home in 4th. Jeff Cannon rounding out the top 5. Scotty Ellis finishes in 6th. John West Townley is 7th. Lee Tissett is 8th. Kyle Grissom is 9th. And Garrett Campbell rounds out the top 10. Well, race fans, this young man going to the NASCAR Nationwide Series for the 2014 season. He'll compete for the Rookie of the Year title in that series. But on his way there, he picks up his 2nd Speedfest Super Late Model title of his career. To go with his 3 Pro Late Model titles, that is an impressive 5 Speedfest titles for the 18-year-old from Dawsonville, Georgia, in the number 9 machine, Chase Elliott. We'll send it down trackside to Adam Mackey to talk to our winner, Chase Elliott.